Here's a weird thing to say as a financial advisor, but I don't think you actually want a financial plan. You might think that's what you're after, but chances are what you're really looking for is something deeper, more personal, and way more important.
Boy, quite the episode today. Walter Storholt alongside Scott Dugan, financial advisor, Elevated Retirement Group. And yeah, what's up with this, Scott? Right off the bat, you're saying the weird thing to say as a financial advisor. I don't think you actually want a financial plan. Where are you going with this one, my friend?
What I believe people want is the outcome they get from having a solid financial plan. So it's not the plan itself. It's the confidence and clarity and the permission it gives them to live life on their terms. That's what people are after. A plan is just a direction. It's a roadmap to get you to where you want to go. And so I'm not downplaying, the importance of financial plan, but again, nobody wakes up and goes, man, I really wish I had a financial plan. No, you want to feel confident that if you put in your notice after 38 years and turn on your Social Security and live off of your savings, you want to make sure you've got a solid plan that gives you confidence. So you're not, losing sleep and worrying about, hey, can we go take this trip? Can we help our grandkids do these things? So I guess that's where it comes from. You want the outcome a good financial plan gives you.
It makes sense. This is a weird parallel, but I was editing a podcast that some nurse anesthesiologists do, and they said almost the exact same thing. They were talking about their experience in the OR, and they said nobody comes wanting anesthesia. They come to fix whatever their problem is, and they're going to get anesthesia to help solve that problem to go through the surgery. And so this is kind of the same thing. People aren't coming to you like, oh, financial plan will solve all my problems, but they come saying, hey, this is my problem, and the prescription is not more cowbell, but is a financial plan, right?
It's exactly right. And so we meet people who say, hey, I just want more income in retirement, or I need a better financial plan. But when we really dig in and we ask a few more questions, it turns out it's not really about the income or the plan.
It ends up being about something else, about one of those problems that pops up?
Definitely. I had a recent client, recent retiree, say, hey, I want $150,000 a year in income. And I'm like, okay, that's definitely more than you've been taking. Why 150,000? Why that number? And it's just quiet. And he thinks, he goes, and is where the truth bubbles to the surface. My granddaughter lives in Germany. I want to see her more than once a year. I want to see her, 2, 3, maybe 4 times per year. So the real goal wasn't more money. It was having a deeper connection with his granddaughter. And he wanted the additional resources to make that connection, to have the freedom to do that. So again, he had a purpose behind wanting that money. And it's important that we understand what that purpose is.
That's really powerful and interesting. And he probably just picked that 150K number out of the air and didn't really have a whole lot of the why behind it. Just felt like that would be enough to cover those trips that he's thinking of taking.
Correct. The $150,000, that was just a guess. And we went through the exercise, see what it really is going to cost for airfare, travel, all those things. It wasn't 150, but it was a definitely increase in what he normally was doing. But again, it was about, being able to do those things and be confident. So when we think about what we really want, if someone says, hey, I want a financial plan, maybe you mean I want to stop worrying at 2 a.m. When you say, I want more income, maybe you mean I want to feel free to do what I love and be confident doing it. Or you say, I don't want to run out of money. Maybe what you mean is, I want to feel secure, I'm going to be okay, and it's not going to compromise my lifestyle. And you think about going to the dentist, it's kind of an analogy. Nobody wants to go to the dentist, but you go so you don't lose your teeth. You want to get in front of problems. No one really wants to need a financial planner, all right? But what you do want is peace of mind, clarity, and confidence that comes with working with a competent advisor that can help you figure out what direction you want to go in, what resources you have, and what's the best plan to give you the highest probability of success to achieve those goals and dreams. That's why people look for a financial planner.
Is your retirement strategy working as hard as you are? Get the answers you deserve with Elevated Retirement Group's information-packed toolkit. Inside, you'll get Scott's book, Exceptional Retirement, along with essential insights covering the 5 key areas of retirement planning, strategies to keep more of your hard-earned money, and how to choose your winning retirement team. Take control of your retirement today. Click the link in today's show description to claim your toolkit at no cost to you.
Now, I'm sure there's some people, Scott, who have a very defined mission, like the first example that you shared with us, the guy that wanted to go to Germany 2-3 times a year to see his granddaughter. But not everybody's going to have maybe that specific goal. It might be a bit more nebulous, a little bit more open. Maybe it's just a feeling. So for those who aren't sure maybe what they want out of retirement or what's going to be the driver of those expenses, what do they look for? What can they do?
So if you've gone through all the numbers and you still feel unsettled or uneasy, that's your signal that there's something unresolved. And you really have to ask yourself, what's not working? What am I afraid of? What would I fix if I could? And if you can fix that on your own, fantastic. But if you can't, that's where you probably want to look for a competent financial professional to walk you through a process to get you resolution to those things that seem uncertain in your life.
So it sounds like, Scott, as we look at, your examples and the stories and that uneasy feeling we're feeling, I would imagine that it's like a volume knob. The louder we're hearing that inner voice, the more it should spark us toward change.
Definitely. And here's the truth about change. If someone's a do-it-yourselfer or you're working with a financial professional now, you're not going to change advisors just for a slightly better return. A slightly, better tax savings. People change when something feels off, when there's a nagging sense that their plan doesn't truly reflect their life. And even if they've brought this up to their advisor, if they haven't got the resolution they're looking for. Because if something's bothering you, even if it's vague or hard to explain, talk to someone about it. And I had this example just a few weeks ago. A couple, family came to the Psychology of Retirement movie. We had a movie showing here in Kansas City area. And they said, hey, you know what? We've got a great real estate portfolio. We went with an advisor that we were referred to, someone we know. But the things that you talked about and the things that the movie talked about, we feel like we need those things. We know we've asked for those things, but we can't seem to get them. And he said, we're just frustrated. Now, he said, the advisor is very nice. We really like them. But every time we ask for a written financial plan or a solid tax strategy or, hey, when should we take Social Security? It was always, hey, we'll get to that. You're going to be fine. Don't worry. You've got plenty of money. I said, we understand that, but we need to see it. We need to see it in black and white. We need to chart this out. And so again, they're motivated to change because they're not getting what they're looking for. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer, and sometimes that's to the point where maybe you don't enjoy it as much, or when you start thinking about the tax consequences, that may be out of your league to do that. So that's really the truth about change. And so again, as we wrap up today's episode, you really don't want a financial plan. You want what it unlocks, and that's freedom, clarity, and confidence to go forward and do the things that you've dreamt about doing in retirement. So if you've been stuck in the numbers or shopping for the right plan or advisor, it's time maybe to try a different approach. Give us a call. Let's talk about you, not just about your money.
That's a great point, Scott. Way to bring it home. And also, I know from talking to you over the years and hosting this show with you, you talk about what that first appointment looks like for folks. And I was surprised initially, I certainly understand now, but I was surprised initially to learn that you don't really dive into the numbers right away. You don't talk about the financial plan for the entire first visit with somebody. It's really all about them, their goals, what they want out of retirement, you building that relationship. And when you listen to an episode or watch watch an episode like today, it really unlocks and helps you understand why that is, why you spend so much time getting to know the clients that you work with, because ultimately it's those things that are the most important. It's those things that are the drivers of so much of this. So I appreciate that perspective. If you'd like to set up a time to visit with Scott and the team at Elevated Retirement Group, you can do it very easily. We've got a link in the description of today's show where you can schedule a complimentary visit. Again, just check the description whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcasting app. We've got contact information and additional resources there for you. Don't forget to hit the like button on today's video if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe if you haven't yet so that you don't miss an episode in the future. Scott, thank you for your help today, sir.
All right. Look forward to next time.
Are you on the path to retirement but feel uncertain about your direction? Don't let myths and misconceptions cloud your journey. Before stepping into a lengthy retirement, gain clarity and confidence with a complimentary financial review. Schedule a conversation with Scott Dugan. It's completely free. Just click the link in the description below or call us at 913-393-4724. Let's start a conversation about what's most important to you as you plan for a successful retirement.
This video has been prepared for educational and marketing purposes only. The information in this video is general in nature, does not constitute personalized investment advice, and does not provide a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. All investments involve risk, and different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk. There can be no assurance that any specific investment strategy will be profitable or suitable to you. Additionally, although information presented in this video is believed to be factual and up to date, we do not guarantee its accuracy. You should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding your specific legal or tax situation and should consult a professional advisor before implementing any of the strategies mentioned in this video. Investment advisory services are offered through Elevated Capital Advisors LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor affiliated with Elevated Retirement Group LLC. Registration as an investment advisor does not constitute an endorsement of Elevated Capital Advisors LLC by securities regulators, nor does it indicate that the firm has attained a particular level of skill or ability. Insurance advice and products may be offered by a third-party insurance producer, which may be affiliated with Elevated Retirement Group LLC and Elevated Capital Advisors LLC. Walter Storholt and Third Wheel Media LLC receive compensation for their assistance in preparing and hosting this video.